Welcome home, everyone. I love South African alternative music, especially when. Yeah, hey guys, 2 weeks is long. We've been gone for what, 2 weeks? I have no explanation. Do we? Do we don't? Yes, we do, but you know what? Oh, did you guys notice the floors? Tiles? Beautiful, right? Yeah, that's why we were off, because this needed to happen, and it worked to our benefit because I think I'm a little bit happier to be here because the tiles are great. So I'm very grateful. Thank you, Mama Gashaga and friends, for making the home feel so much nicer and look so much nicer. My name is Bailwansta. I'll be your host this evening. I'm joined by Al the Third on sound. Woo! And I've got the people I know on production management stage with that thing. Make some noise amongst the people I know. Yeah, no, don't worry about it. You know what you do, bro. If there's one person, it's going to be you. So we introduced this particular segment in the last month and a bit. Let's touch base. You used to get here, listen to music, watch the acts, go home. Now we were like, hey, let's talk about this little thing we're building. This little scene we're developing. You know, we love South African alternative music, especially when? Right, so this is week 110. I don't know, I can't remember when we crossed two years. A week has how many weeks? A year has like 55? 50, 100 and? So 104, hey, shut up. 104 is 2 years. So 6 weeks ago, we crossed 2 years. Didn't really celebrate much because 2 years seems less of a feat than 106 weeks, right? So we just keep it moving. So yeah, we just like to have a conversation about our scene. What we've been doing for the previous Let's Touch Base conversations is we brought some industry experts in our scene, either at labels, working with brands, artist managers, festival promoters and bookers and the likes, to come and speak to us and, you know, give us more insights about the part of our business that we don't really know a lot about because we're too busy being artists. So tonight is a little different. The experts that I'm bringing tonight, one of you guys. So I need some people to come and have a conversation with me. If you've just enjoyed this platform, it could be your first time. If you've been here maybe 8 times. We don't bite, it's a normal conversation, so you just pick up a mic. I'll just have like a question or two for you, just about your experience. We're just flipping it a bit because what we try to aim for with this discussion is to give artists like us practical tools, or at least insights that can give some practical, you know, information that they can use in their careers. And we're speaking to industry experts, people working in our scene, but you know, we're literally doing all of this for you guys as consumers of the music, which means that your insights are probably more important than everyone else's, because everybody's trying to service how you guys consume music. Streaming is great. Obviously, it took money out of the artist's pocket for the most part, but the IT guys, the tech guys were like, consumers said they want this. So now I want to ask you guys, why did you guys make it go to streaming? CDs were cool, it's y'all. It's y'all because the tech guys said it's y'all. You guys said you wanted access to music for 50 Rand per month. Y'all did this. So I want to find out why. I'm kidding. You guys didn't do it. You're here every Wednesday. So yeah, no, guys, I need somebody to join me. We can switch, you know, 3 people at a time. I've got some nice questions. I can read the first one for you if it makes you comfortable. How old are you? I'm joking. What's the first thing you notice about an artist when they get on stage? Nice. That was funny. I'm joking, you're good. Okay, grab a mic. I need one more person. There's 2 mics. Don't worry, I'll just give you one question. I feel like you want it, bro. Come through. No, pull up. It's okay, don't worry. Don't worry, just have a seat. Let's go, Chen. Just have a seat. Bros, I don't think I've seen you guys before. No, have a seat, bro. Have a seat. There we go. There we go. We're all a family. This is great. Okay, so can I start with your name? Your name, my lady, you start.
My name?
Yeah. Can we get her some volume? Oh, yeah, there's a button.
Hello.
One more time.
Hello.
There we go.
Hello.
Let's go.
My name is Notile Mpu.
Thank you. Good, sir.
Hi everyone, my name is Kenzo.
It's Zersky.
Hi everyone, this is Thamnos.
Tamnos. Danko. Yeah, right? So, yeah, right? So look, I might be wrong, and I hope I am, because it's going to stress me. Are you guys artists, all three of y'all?
Yeah.
Can we get some normal people? No, I'm joking. No, but I think at the end, like before we are artists, we are also people who consume music. So I think by virtue of even coming to like a weekly touch-up, you get to experience other artists doing their thing, and maybe the stuff that you pick up from them. So I want to know then from each of you, what's the first thing you notice about an artist when they get on stage? Starting with you, Natil.
On my side, it's their presence. So the energy that they bring to the room, how people receive it, whether it's friendly or odd or off-putting. We actually went to an event together, me and him recently, and I stood up to go to the toilet when a certain person stood up on the stage, because I was just like, no, I'm not feeling you. I don't know you, but I'm not feeling you. Yeah, so their presence for me.
So imagine you guys spend so much time in studio crafting this record, doing the most. You probably even spend money, and something as simple as your presence can lose you an audience member. You know, it's tricky, but like Kendrick said, even though I was Team Drake, he said, I'm not in the music business. What did she say? Are you judging me? Hectic. Anyway, Kendrick said, I'm not in the music business. I've been in the human business. So the moment you omit the fact that music is a social thing, you begin to understand that, okay, cool. Someone's individual experience is still, one that you don't have to necessarily nitpick and try to fix. If you don't like me, sack, Oh, I can like, cool, what's up with that, But anyway, bro, I'm curious about your thoughts. First thing you notice about an artist when they get on stage?
The first thing I notice is the way they interact with other people, specifically like their band members or people from the venue that they're performing at. So at the event that we went to last week, there were many independent artists who kind of seemed like they were nervous or not really sociable in the way that they could speak about themselves and their music. So there was this one guy who was really energetic, really friendly, and he could really interact with everyone. And that just kind of invited me into the kind of person that he is. It also helps that I'm observant as to how people are, but for his performance, it then gave me insight into his music, and he was a great performer. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Again, similar to Notila's point, it's all about those small details that you don't even realize the consumer notices. I've seen a lot of artists, when it's time to get on stage, they appear from the shadows, and I don't know what it's related to. I mean, I can have an idea. I mean, I've tried it sometimes. I've wanted to come out from behind the booth. No one's seen me. And then, it really does nothing for me. That's really it. And on TV, and we're in the real venue, so it doesn't even make any sense. But I think something that I started doing like maybe some years ago, I'd start my set in the audience, right? Maybe like I get L, my DJ, to press play on the song, and I'm talking to you. I'm like, hey, I'll be right back. I pull out a mic from inside my jacket, and you're like, wait, what the? We've already developed a kind of rapport, and that experience you had, that you almost like facilitate that in that moment. Bro, I'm curious. What's one of the first things you notice before an artist gets on stage or when they get on stage?
I think I have more than one, so I'll mention two. The first being, an artist has to have like a presence, you know, like a very strong presence in a sense that keeps the audience engaged. So I look at how long they can keep an audience engaged and interested. And the second one being pretty much almost something similar, you know, how long you keep a crowd engaged and how well mastered your music is, you know, how people react to certain sounds and changes in the music. I pay attention to that. That's pretty much it.
Okay, you made me think of something that I've also noticed very quickly when I watch an artist perform. The moment I pick up maybe a sense of frustration while the artist is on stage, or, you know, it kind of snaps me out of the illusion that they've, you know, if you're going to be mad at the DJ, and like Biggie Smalls is known to have thrown a microphone at his DJ. If he was maybe a little bit more up and coming, I would have been like, yeah, this guy's not going anywhere, you know. So I'm curious, you know, I mean, an artist is going to be nervous on stage. Have you guys seen an artist like showcase, and what does it look like, and how do you read that? Anyone can take this one.
An example that we have was from last week. So
What was this gig last week? It sounds like it was like...
So we went to Black Labone at
Okay,
the State
cool.
Theatre last week. It was a wonderful event. We were really enamored by everything that was happening. But we came to find out that it was kind of chaotic in the way that they organized it, because they had a lot of technical issues. The artists had to really adapt to only performing like 1 or 2 of their songs, and some of their sets were delayed. But one of the artists themselves, before she entered in, you could tell that she was really nervous, like really anxious. She was kind of hiding in the corner amongst everyone, and you couldn't really see her or notice who was next. And they kept like cueing her, like, okay, it's time to go, it's time to go, like pushing her onto stage. And it kind of gave off the feeling that she didn't really want to perform, but she's there to perform for us. And at that point, once she got onto stage, like even like her first note, you could just hear that, oh, something was off from her. But she grew into it and she really did perform well. But at the end of the day, it's just in the beginning sense where you can see someone's a little bit anxious to get onto stage. And last week with her, it kind of threw us off as the audience as well, because then we aren't able to really engage with you as an audience.
Okay, very valid. There was a big takeaway I was going to give based on that answer. But, oh, yes. How to stop being nervous before you perform is to perform. You can't rehearse confidence off stage, unfortunately. Because when you rehearse it off stage and then something goes wrong, the sound goes off, it wasn't on the script, and then you panic. So you want to almost like build that muscle on stage. Make some noise for our panelists. Thank you so much, guys. That was all for now. Who's next? I just need 2, 3 people. Just a question. Thank you guys so much. You guys were lovely. Yeah, we've got anyone who wants to have a conversation. The questions are very chilled. Don't be nervous. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Any more takers? Yes, Zersky. Thank you. Okay, anybody else? Going once? Yes! Let's go. All right. Can you just let the people know who you are just real quick?
Hello, everybody. My name is Buhle Michelle Zwane. How are you?
We are fantastic, right? Yeah.
Hi, everyone. My name is Buiketlo Masuka. Any more? Any less?
One, two, 1, 2. Okay. Hi, guys. My name is Ed. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, guys. I'll give you guys each a chance to answer this one, but I'm curious. How much does an artist's online presence influence your interest in seeing them live?
I think one thing I've noticed is that I love artists more once I see their personality, because then a lot of the times some artists are like this being in the like outer space, but then if the person has like a very great sense of humor, like it's like a human, it's like, oh yeah, I really relate with this person even more when I go back to their music. So yeah.
Like that thought? I mean, how much does an artist's online presence influence your interest in seeing them live?
For me personally, it's very rare. I think a lot of the artists that I have wanted to see live, I got a chance and I saw them live. And I think for me, I like that element. If you can perform live for me, I can listen to your music until. I feel like it kind of changes for me, and maybe it's because of my taste personally. But yeah, I like to see you live first, then whatever I see online, just to substantiate that for me.
I imagine there's hundreds of views and you're not performing as an artist as frequently, or at least you're waiting to be booked. Because I think us starting this platform, we are trying to perform frequently on a weekly basis, to people like you, so we can showcase and convince you guys in real time, right? I imagine there's a reality where that's the only mode of music discovery, and your online presence doesn't, translate to offline, So takeaway, you've got to perform, no matter what. Thoughts?
I think I share the same sentiments as you, and I think it echoes in this circle where we treasure the live performance, but in the same breath, it's twofold, right? If you're an artist that knows your audience and your niche, your online presence might not be here nor there. If you're saying, I am speaking to only these people, and if only 1,000 people follow me, they'll follow me online, they'll follow me to my concerts, they'll follow me if I am, speaking somewhere, that's your following. But if you are like a Rihanna, a Beyonce, and you've got a whole other brand and animal behind you, and you're not just selling me on your music, but you're selling me on your lifestyle, on your products and all of that, I will definitely want to see that other element of you. Because now I'm not just following you for your music and your artistry, I'm following you for whatever beauty product you're selling me. I want to see you use it. You're now selling me on, if you cook or whatever the case might be, you're selling me on the other product. So I want to see that element of you. Again, it's like it's a layered question, but I remember Michael, what's the guy, Sinners? Michael B. Jordan, yes, was speaking, and he was saying that he spoke to Denzel Washington once, and Denzel advised him, like, if you make yourself too accessible, what are you asking people how are you asking people to pay a price to come see you? So if you're everywhere all the time and doing everything all the time, and I see you all the time, why am I now going to say, you're going to say, oh, I have a performance, I'm going to be like, okay, but I can go to another thing where it's free and see this person. So if you're always accessible, like it's about knowing what you want, your niche, etc., and then finding where you fit. Yeah.
Well, thank you for that. Funny story. Someone asked me outside am I performing tonight, right? I haven't performed in a very long time here at our own event because of that particular thing. There was a conversation that was being had amongst our community about, is Bailwanster bookable if you can catch him every Wednesday for free? Promoters might say, oh, we'll catch him. They won't want to pay for him. They're going to see him on Wednesday for free. So there's a lot of truth to it, but at the same time, I'm going to the gym every Wednesday, and I'm not going to stop gymming because Coachella for his Gora that happened the other day? High Rocks? High Rocks, right? What?
Like the gymming.
Yeah, with the High Rocks. Yeah. So, like, they're not going to say, oh, you be lifting weights on a Wednesday, we can't compete. Because here's how I put it, right? There's a lot of truth to it, sure. But you know who's not going to be bothered by the fact that I perform every Wednesday? Coachella. You know who's not going to be bothered that I'm performing every Wednesday and getting better at performing? Camp Flogno. You know who's not going to complain? All these festivals that just want you to be a refined performer. There's a time where they looked at your portfolio as a performer to see that, oh, have you performed to a big audience? As one of the local festivals, I think it was Millipop, their submission form says, do you have experience performing with a big crowd? We've had so many incredible acts on this stage. So good. But there's a reality where they don't qualify because they don't have that big stage performance on the portfolio. So it makes sense. Perfect sense as far as, just like accessibility. Just got to find that balance. I've got one question for you guys before I let you go. Hi, man, Swatch. Hi. Have you guys upgraded to the beta version of the iOS 26 by any chance with the glass, Nanzega? It's hot. I'll just say that. So listen, you guys have a special connection with live YouTube, brother man. I'm curious then, those artists that you've been able to give a chance to, once you've seen them, what is it that they did that maybe made you want to see them again? Anything in particular?
For me, I'm going to name them because they're really dope. Zoe Modicha.
Of course, I was going to say that. Not for me, but I knew.
And for me, I didn't know of her music. I just heard, oh, Zoe Modicha, Zoe Modicha, Zoe Modicha. Just the name. Just the name. Zoe Modicha, Zoe Modicha, Zoe Modicha. And then I got to see her at a diaspora jazz something. But she was with Manana. It was Seba Kapstad. I was like, okay, firstly now I'm getting a download of Zoe. I'm getting a download of Seba. Okay, cool. I love their arrangement. I love her singing capabilities, her artistry, her presence, that voice. Loud. Yes, crisp, clean. You can tell she works on her craft. And I think for me, that is my motivator. Incredibly.
Yeah.
That's the one.
We have a similar story. First time I ever experienced Zoe Modicha, I saw her live. And I was just at the event. I was like, yo. And not even size-wise, but like, I was like, this woman is huge, But like, it was like, your presence and everything, So I knew you were going to say that in a way. Wigitla?
I'm also going to name.
Let's go.
I think for me, Tandi Somazwai.
Yeah.
And the muffins locally. Tandiswa, I think it's the same aspect that Zoe Modicha has. It's like their presence. It's like, when that clip when Kanye hit the first note of Runaway?
Oh, yeah.
And everyone in the crowd is like, they knew it. Those two ladies, I think, have that presence with their audience. Like, they don't have to have backup dancers or the whole show, but just them being on stage and their presence is so amazing. And I think what makes it even elevated is that they are their true unapologetic selves. They do not edit for anyone. They do not say, I'm going to sing in English, whether I'm here or in Europe or I'm going to sing in my native tongue, whether I'm here, Europe, America, it doesn't matter. I am going to, it's like they're feeding a spirituality that is like not here. Yeah. And I think that what makes them different. With the muffins, and this is why I wanted to do like a solo and then like a band, is that they all hear and understand each other. They perform for each other first, and then they perform for you. And it's beautiful to watch. Like, I say with my partner, we've got this thing where we seek out muffins wherever they go. And even when you do seek them out, it's not like they're gonna perform and then they're gonna sit, or they're gonna perform and leave. No, they sit with the people. They engage with the people. They will exchange your numbers. They will talk to you like, they're trying to grow you. You're part of their community. You're part of their movement. So outside of the performance, they're performing to each other, for each other. Again, they truly unapologetic selves and their presence. But also, when they leave that stage, They're with the people. They're with the people that came for them. They don't just leave and say, okay, cool. This is the VIP section. You guys are not allowed. It's that beauty that they're accessible. So yeah, those two, South Africa wise, undefeated.
Oh, thank you. Before I get to you, Ed, I think something I realize as artists we forget, because obviously we're artists, it's our expression. We forget that whether we like it or not, we are in competition with each other. Every single Friday, music drops. People need to make a decision whose project to stream first, or even just to stream and not stream anything else. People need to decide whose event tickets they're buying. If, me and Mixed Blouse are on the same day, you have your people who are choosing you over me because of everything we get to explain, right? And there's nurturing that goes into that, being able to find your people. I was thinking the other day that these genre meta tags like, hip hop, amapiano, jazz rap, all these, it actually makes me think of how music venues work. Playlists, if you're looking for a specific kind of sound, you'll find it in a playlist. In the real world, you'll often find the same thing with venues. Smoking kills. You kind of know what to expect when you go to Untitled Basement. It's a little tricky for alternative music, but genres, help brand venues as well. So knowing where your people are as well, So this is just to say that we've got to do more to nurture these relationships. Everybody is essentially a light listener until you turn them into a brand loyalist. Someone who's going to actively seek where the muffins are playing, because they've bought into something that didn't just end up in studio. It became the music, the brand, the live presence, the conversations, the stories bring us together. So, yeah, very important. Ed?
1 2 1 2. I actually went to Manana's open rehearsal, and one thing about me, I really love it when an artist kind of tells you the story behind it and how they even got to that song. And he was explaining I think Hold Me Tight, and I was like, wow, that's how you made that. And he made it sound so easy, like it wasn't like one of the greatest songs that he's done. But also, when you look at the band, they had so much fun together. It was like you're just looking at them performing for themselves. It was like, oh, okay, I'm sneaking in to see them in their element. I think that's one thing that I really love, when it's just them, it's just for us. It's not to please someone else. It's like, this is music, this is our escape, basically. Yeah.
Make some noise for our incredible panelists. Thank you so much, guys. I'm gonna take one more trio, guys. Just come have a conversation with me, come have a conversation with us. Yeah! So is it both of y'all? Let's go. Okay, I need one more person. Don't be shy. Let's have this conversation. Let's get these nuggets out. Going 8 times, going 7 times. I feel like Anita's friend. Oh, we got it. You're lucky. Hey. All right. Can I just get you guys' names first? Tell everybody who you are.
Hello. You guys can hear me, right?
Just hold it a little closer. If you're not going to belt.
No, I won't. My name is Tape.
My name is Liacho Scars.
My name is Onke.
Uncle. All right, guys. Let's piggyback off that last answer about storytelling, right? Me and the team, right? We have this personal, vendetta against this phrase. And the next song is called We Don't Want It. We Don't Want It, and I'll tell you why. I was listening to a Bill Withers live at the Carnegie live album. Everybody know what Bill Withers? Bill, Ain't No Sunshine. So Bill Withers has a live album, live at the Carnegie, and he performs Ain't No Sunshine, and then he's got this other song called Grandma's Hands that follows. It's been sampled a lot in hip-hop, in R&B. He performs Ain't No Sunshine, right? People clap, woo, song's done, right? And I don't know why I need to stand, but I just like, it's such a great thing. So Bill Withers is chilling. I think he's sitting down or he's standing. I'm just listening to him. But, Sunshine finishes. Cool, people are clapping. It's like, a lot of people like to come to me and they say, I dug my grandmother too. Oh, people lost it. You know why? They knew what the next song was. He didn't have to say, oh, and the next song is, you break the illusion, right? In my opinion, in our opinion, right? So when Bill Withers says, I dug my grandma too, he told a story in between that. So I'm curious, your guys' experience of a live performance, what do you leave with, if not their story? Something that they've given you on stage, something that kept you engaged. What turned you into someone who decides, I'm going to follow this artist, like the Muffins?
Okay, well, my first experience of this was at Afropunk 2018. Steve Lacy was on stage, the internet was performing, and it was raining that night. I don't know who was there, but if you were there, it was a very special night. It was raining, and I was with my ex at the time, and we had a very special moment because the performers were not making it about them, it was about you. Like, Sid was very genius in that moment. Steve Lacy, like, they removed themselves from their own performance and made it about the people. So it was a very interactive performance. They made us look at each other. They made us like really fall in love. While they were singing, they turned themselves off and gave the energy to us to interact with everyone on the dance floor. And it created a really special moment. So I found that really cool.
Thank you. By the way, you sold my girlfriend an incredible camera. So please, if you need a camera,
yeah, I have a little cute camera shop.
There we go. Adam?
Okay, so I'm still new in the performance scene. I haven't really seen a lot of live performances, but I can talk about DJing. So for me, I find so much meaning in music and the stories that music tells. And you don't necessarily have to sing or have any lyrics to music, but if the music, so for me, music is very energetical. So when I watch a DJ perform, it's all about the energy they exude in their performance to make the song feel great. Even though the song is good, it's about how the DJ plays that song. So for me, it's the DJ effect. I don't know if I can describe what the DJ effect is, but yeah, it's that.
Thank you. So I'm going to say something very cheeky. We started this platform because we were tired of the DJ gigs, right? Like there's a lot of them. You know, it's almost like, you know, the Amapiano disease. I mean, the Amapiano, it's everywhere. No, I love Amapiano. Oh, it's so great, but it's everywhere. So we wanted to see artists hold microphones, instruments. So if you haven't experienced enough, welcome home. We're here.
Thank you.
Welcome home. Every Wednesday, we're here doing live music, right? Our acts change every week. And this is week 110. So you're late, but it's okay. We've got this incredible playlist online that has music by the guests we've had. If you like it, you know, you might walk in here and you might see them back because we do have return guests. You know, so yeah, welcome. Bro, I don't remember the question, to be honest, right? If you do, I'm happy to let you say something.
No, I do remember. So
Fantastic.
I want to piggyback from the previous question because I have, like everyone of us here, we have such a deep connection with music, hence we're here. So one of the things that I can like clearly remember is a performance from Simpiwe Dana. You know that I grew up with listening to Simpiwe Dana. So my piggybacking from like previous question was the live act. So it's a two-edged answer. So when it was just in the lights. I think it was last year. So when I went to see the live performances and stuff, it's also from what they've mentioned about like energy and all that stuff. So before that, like Kujenga played, it was amazing. It was just like, whoa. Everyone was asking about how are they pulling so much, you know. And then it was late. I think she was the second last act. But let me tell you something. There's a thing about like, I've heard, because there's this album that Culture Nayo or Noya that I love. The live, like it's very like I'm there. So, and I share some experience with my mother. Like there's a song that we always like, oh, this song. So when I watched her live, it was just like the ball didn't drop. It was just here. So for me, when I like what I take away from, just don't disappoint me. Whatever I had in my brain, like whatever, because there's so many people watching you and stuff. They have their own like reason why they're here and watching you. So when you, my artist, I can back you. I need some, you know, something to go back and say, you know what, that, trust me, they never disappoint me. So for me, when I had that, what I've heard growing up versus what I've seen live was just like, whoa. You know, it's a whole package. It's there's a reason why they them, you know. So yeah.
No, I like that. And I like that you mentioned the aspect of the ball not dropping, because it can, right? It can, and it's such a heartbreaking thing when your favorites can't deliver live. And I remember, like we've had some great, you know, mostly great acts now stage. Some were. I'm trying to think how. No, I'm trying to get. What's the cue? They weren't as great, right? And there's people who came out because the music online was so good, you know. And I watched one of them who came out specifically for this artist, and I wanted to ask them afterwards because there was a very lackluster performance, unfortunately. But when your favorite comes through, like, is there a possibility where you almost overlook it? The fact that, you know, okay, they don't bring it live, or I don't know if it even translates sometimes, you know, I don't know what the process is, but I'd be very sad, you know, if, you know, my favorite, because something that Utebs or amongst the people I know has emphasized about the live experience versus just the online is that it's a community thing, right? In the sense that you see an artist on stage, Debs, you remember you said this in the docu, you see an artist on stage, they're with more than just themselves. They probably created the song by themselves in studio. As soon as they bring it out, they've already got a band, right? Already the community grows, and then it needs the audience for it to be experienced. It becomes like a social thing. So I think the moment you leave studio, you know, I think you work on the actual thing that you're giving the world. You know, the music is great as an advert for your story, or, you know, try to connect with people. But the moment you're able to pull people out of the internet into like an analog experience where you can touch them, you can hug them, you can feed, okay, not feed, but it's multi-sensory. What? Yeah, I guess you can if you're like Asha or whatever. But, you know, it's a multi-sensory experience, and I have this theory that, you know, the most impactful stuff that stays or helps us retain things in our memory in such a saturated time is the multi-sensory ones, where you can almost smell that, oh, you're at a Langamavuso show. You know, if there's a scent associated, if the food tastes a certain way, you know, you've got to try to trigger everything, and it can only happen in the live. Right? Unfortunately, you can just stream and look at the cover art and the other alternative. Before I let you guys go, I've got one more question. I mean, I don't expect everybody to be someone who's, you know, proficient in sound engineering and the likes, but, you know, when sound is doing what it just did, and when the sound is bad, I'm curious about your guys' experience. How important is sound quality and setup to your enjoyment of a performance? Even the DJs.
It's the main reason why I'm out there. So I don't care what you're saying, let it sound good. So for me, I say it because I'm not a musician, but sometimes
I really thought you were. I don't know why.
no,
Yeah,
no,
continue.
but you'll find me in the studio. I don't know how, but I find myself in studios and around people who do music because I think I take a lot from Rick Rubin. So yeah, but here's the thing about it is that one thing that I like also talking about Rick Rubin is that just looking at his whole thing is I don't know how to play a certain sound, I don't know how to play a certain instrument, but I know this won't lie, you know. Even if you do rock, gospel, but I'll tell you, if you want a hit, that's a hit. You know, certain, so me, what I know about like, it's a, what do they call it? It's a, in interior spaces they call it feng shui.
Okay.
So it's a thing when you just cannot put a finger on it. So it's like if sound on top of that is not the one, then it's like you're just ruining the energy. You're just ruining everything about it. Like my perspective about whatever you want to say now, I cannot hear you. You know, the first thing first, get your sound right. Then the rest, you know, is.
So every time you decide you're not going to make it for sound check, or you still want to make an entrance so people can't see you until the show, you're doing yourself a disservice. Because sound check is so important for you to understand your voice and how people hear it. Because it's not the voice you're hearing in the headphones in the studio. So it's important to have a relationship with sound check because of experiences like this. You have a question? Yes.
So how do you feel about, okay, maybe let me tell the story first. I recently saw one of my favorite South African artists playing. And you could tell from the first song, the sound was horrible. She was struggling hard. She tried to communicate with the sound people. Didn't really change. After song number 3, she abandoned the performance. So how would you feel as, is there something you blame on the artist? Do you understand that the artist probably has nothing to do with technical?
I understand.
Yeah?
I will
So
be
you'd
like,
rather she abandon the performance
yes,
than finish it?
Don't ruin it. Like it's fine, you know.
Scarjetta?
For me, the question said how important is sound and setup. So for me, I'll speak on setup because that goes beyond sound. In my industry, I work in event lights. We do 3D lights and holograms for events. We light up and enhance the experience beyond sound. A lot of South African events do actually very well with sound. Usually when I go out, the sound is really good. The music taste in this country is really good. But lights in this country are lacking compared to overseas festivals. You go to Rolling Stone, you'll see insane LED lights, 3D stuff, insane visuals, and setup enhances the performance. It's not good enough to just have a stage and throw a guy on and he performs. You actually have to have amazing visuals that will enhance the entire experience for the viewer.
That's incredible. I love that. Thank you for mentioning that. I think another thing that is a great takeaway from that is doing your own shows, right? Gives you an opportunity to give a lot of consideration to things like lights, stage visuals, because a lot of the time, in fact, all the time, especially when you're on a lineup, there's nothing that really says that this is your show because the person who's going to be on the same stage, the next person before you, the person after you, so it's like, how do you let your branding extend into your live show? And the best place to nurture that is to do your own shows. Like we do this every Wednesday. We're building the identity. We have those incredible banners that we got recently, which I'm very proud of. Make some noise with the banners. Yeah. So it's like the identity of your show. It's like when if you're watching from a distance or you're at work and there's a festival happening next door and you're like, hey, I need to make sure I catch Balance. And then you see these orange lights. Like, oh, yeah, he's on. Things like that, make a difference. So I'm glad that you mentioned that. Your thoughts?
I think the answer to the question is very ambiguous, actually. I feel like it depends what type of show you're going for and what you want to feed the audience. For example, when I think of live performance, I think of every type of live performance. So I'm going to talk about theater, for example. There's something we call poor theater, and that's stripping all the props away from the stage, stripping everything that kind of excites the crowd and makes you solely focus on the people that are performing. So if you're going for that, then I definitely think that the sound and the setup don't really matter. But if it's something like a big performance and there's a large crowd, the sound definitely has to be good, because someone who's far away can't hear what you're saying. Yeah, so I think it's dependent on what you're trying to feed the crowd. Yeah.
And theater performers know how to do that. I think we're having the artist who's on the 20th, who Jade spoke to about. She's in theater. Yeah, okay, cool. So guys, pull up next week. It's going to be great when you see an artist who does theater. But anyway, guys, make some noise for our incredible panelists. So before we close off, I'm going to take some questions from you guys. I'll take like 3. I don't know who you'll be asking, but someone will answer. Just thoughts. Yeah, just put your hand up and a mic will come to you. Just a burning question, anything that's on your heart while you have opportunity. Going once. Question, there's 2. Okay.
So,
Let's go.
When can we hear by Lwanster next, seeing as you're not performing here anymore?
All right, so I think there was a question. I think Borgit, when you mentioned accessibility, right? So I don't perform here a lot because of just, how do we keep making the show interesting? How do we keep making it something that people will want to check out? How do we make promoter confident in booking up by Lwanster? So I've got 2 shows happening in August. We are in Durban on Saturday. So whoever wants to take a quick drive, we're playing the Chairman on Saturday, my band and myself, and amongst the people I know. That's, a by Lwanster effort. And then on the 23rd of August, we are playing Artistry. That's going to be exciting. We're bringing down Betty Brown from Mpumalanga. She's got this incredible record. I went crazy on TikTok called Rather Be Alone. But yeah, so excited to see her live. But yeah, by Lwanster can be found, still just, not here. Here I get to show off my hosting chops, how I introduce acts. And, sometimes I'll feel a little cute, and then maybe I will play something that I would like to perform on. But I think this show stopped being about me a very long time ago. Yeah, but yeah, 23rd of August, Artistry, 16th of August, Durban at the Chairman Lounge. Brr.
Okay, so earlier we talked about shy artists and them being shy on stage. So events like this and spaces like this, I'm sure they open up spaces for new artists to come and perform. So if by any chance an artist is shy, is the crowd not supposed to kind of give that artist some sort of agency to kind of get comfortable in their performance? Because it could be their first time performing. Because I heard a lot of people saying that they'd rather the presence of that artist just goes down. So yeah, I want to know what. Okay,
before you, and he's got a great answer, but also just take it. It's going to be tough. It's tough love. That's his thing. So what I'll say, right? If you're shy because it's your first performance and it doesn't go well, charge it to the game. It's like it's your first time on the job. What are you expecting? So even yourself, if you give yourself grace, not everybody in this room, you're not going to have an opportunity to have an individual conversation to give. And I hate disclaimers. There's nothing I hate more than a disclaimer, So if you tell us you're shy, you've upset me. I think just do your best. Do your best, whatever that level is, do your best. And the hack is to just keep doing it. Because you're going to be shy all the time if you wait for 2 months till the next performance. You did it the first time, now you just stay on it, then you stop being shy. And then that stops being the excuse, that stops being the disclaimer, stops being the crash. So, it's just tough. You're gonna be shy, people are gonna feel it, they might like it, they won't, right? But Debs is going to tell you the tougher version of that.
I played here about a couple of weeks ago. When I got on stage, my legs were shaking. My legs were shaking. I was terrified. But I think every note is a new opportunity when you're playing. Eventually, I found my footing, and I felt the audience coming, elevating with me. Every note is an opportunity to improve their energy.
Are you ready?
No, he's overreacting. I think people shouldn't be shy. If you want to be on stage, that's not the place to be, Auburn. But you can be shy, but just don't make...
Being shy doesn't pay the bills.
Here we go.
So my thing is, we are the only industry, like the creative industry is the only industry that is not regulated by some form of rules, or like imagine a doctor doing a heart surgery. I'm shy, but I have to operate on your heart. And no one is going to say, yeah, you know, doctor, yeah, let me...
It's okay, it's your first time.
It's okay. We are the only industry, bro, that we really get away with some bullshit nonsense of unwarranted things, and like people are apologetic. Everyone comes on stage and they want to apologize. They come with their lyrics on top of their backtrack, and they want to be shy. They want to sound like we can hear them. You know, like I was performing Untitled Basement on Sunday. Besides that, I'm just saying how he was terrified, I was also terrified. But I'm not going to show you that I'm terrified, because I know at the end of the job, I have to do what I said I'm going to do for people. And I charge people 250 a pop. They want their monies back. So, like, being shy can equate to, you know, he's right. There's no money in being shy, you know. Like, people who are shy are not getting anything. For me, I think the creative industry, we make excuses, and we are the only ones that are allowed to make these silly excuses, you know, like an accountant can be shy. Anyone, a lawyer, can stand in front and say, Your Honor, you know, I was thinking maybe we could just be lenient on this. But no, it doesn't happen anyway. We're the only industry that makes excuses for everything, for coming late, for dressing like shit on stage, for breaking the fourth wall, for a lot of things. We are the only ones. Like creative, like whether it's dancers or like, we're the only ones who make excuses. And I think it's on us to, you know, hold ourselves accountable and judge your artists, bruh. Like, judge it. Like, they tell me when I'm shit. I know when I'm shit as well, you know. So, and sometimes you're gonna be shit, you know. It's not like I'm always great and you're gonna have a bad performance, you know. Like, I was at Black Labone as well. By the third song, I said no. The sound was terrible. There's a girl who's sitting there, doesn't know that the sound is terrible. She thinks I'm terrible. You know, so that's my thing. It's like, so, and I didn't say, oh, yo, sound guy, you're messing me up. I just said, guys, I'm amongst the people I know. That's my time. I left the stage, you know, so that they know that, like, there's no beef. I'm not fighting with this guy or the sound guy, but I think we shouldn't be shy. If you are shy, learn public speaking, do something, go live on Instagram, or like TikTok is a nice place to go take your shyness away, like, or talk to yourself in the mirror, like do something, like don't be shy and want to be on stage, because now it's like, look at all of these people, all of these lights, like we're here from 3 p.m. for you to be shy. Oh,
and there we go, I told you. Oh, thank you for that, Debza. I'll take one more question and then it's show time.
Yeah, Brody.
Oh, wait. Sorry. I've just got a response to the shy question, right? Okay, I'm going to give you the mic.
Thank you. Something that was said earlier on this couch is the idea that artists have to come prepared with their craft, and I think that is 100% true. If you're coming to a stage wanting to perform for somebody and not being in your element, not coming with authenticity, then you are not giving your audience a proper show. But on the other hand, we show up to these things, we want to be in community, so what are we offering? I don't think it's enough for us to just show up and judge. I think it's about respect, and you see that they're nervous, give them a little bit more energy. give them a little bit more love. I think, yeah, this is the price of community that we're trying to pay here. And I think it would be a sin to lose that. So thank you.
One thing I will say though about Your Weekly Touch Up audience, we came out on a Wednesday because we love this. So every time an artist has nervous, I was like, bro, they're gonna receive you. Sis, they're gonna receive you. They want to listen. It's an intimate engagement. It's alternative music. We want to listen to everything. So, be comfortable, be safe. Everything we're saying is from our professional critique. But, as consumers of this culture, we love this shit. So, you just, bring it and, we'll let you know where to improve if you are open to it. But just keep bringing it. I'll take one more question.
So yeah, bro, I just want to know, like, what's your biggest challenge during your working process? Like, what's the biggest challenge you face, like, during your...
Working with others.
Yeah.
It's the band thing. It's tricky. Something Debs always says is like big bands stress him out. He prefers smaller bands, like a two-piece or whatever. But biggest stress for me is working with others with something so delicate and intimate and passion driven as my artistry, because everything like a lack of enthusiasm, nonchalance, feels a little bit like a subtle betrayal. It's very difficult to not take that personally when someone is dragging their feet in the rehearsal or whatever. It's difficult to not be sensitive to that. So that's the tricky part I'm facing. As an artist, you're going to face rejection from promoters who talk you down or venues who don't want to, let you use all sorts of things. You just got to be okay with that. Take it on the chin. Well, not be okay with it, but, that's the toughest part is how much I believe in my artistry and it translating to everyone else, and it not translating feels like a personal attack. So that's something I'm constantly working on at our rehearsals, at our gigs, all this stuff. And I don't think there's a reality where it's not going to be like this. I can grow as thick as skin as possible. The part where my music happens is probably always going to be as thin as whatever rice paper.
Budget, financial constraint. I'll tell you now, I don't know, there's a keyboard player from the US who said, if you're thinking of starting a band in 3 years, start saving today. Or if you want to pursue music, because if you don't have the muscle to do what these big labels are doing and you want to be on that level, unfortunately you have to go buy those services, the PR, or someone who can do your admin, write your proposals, you don't have to have those people on retainer, but you can from project to project. For me, I feel like the money aspect of it, like all these gigs that we say we go to, we have to transport these people we're playing with. You have to feed them, and you can see them. They eat too much, bro, so
hectic.
Yeah, it's these trips that he's talking about, ask him. He's booked an entire house in Durban, an entire bus, so that money must come somewhere, so these gigs don't happen until there's a bit of budget, so I'm I have a 9-to-5 job, even though I'm a full-time musician, but my job also pays for my career as well, and those who don't have that, they are modeling, they are in ads, they are signed with agencies, and they are doing this, they are selling this, they are, it's Joburg. You can have multiple jobs, a lot of us here, even one of the performers who's performing tonight has a 9-to-5 job, a couple of 9-to-5s actually. So I think the money part, money will make you stop. It will stop you, bro. It's heartbreaking when you realize that you can't do something that you're really good at because you can afford to do it. So when you do have some money, try to put it aside. And if you have a cousin who's wealthy or a girl that wants you who's wealthy, get in there, bro.
And at its core, it's really about don't stop. Each day, every 30 minutes that you can dedicate to it, every day it will accumulate to your 10,000 hours, and then you can leave that shitty 9-to-5. I love South African alternative music, especially when. And that is our Let's Touch Base conversation. Make some noise for our incredible panelists and our question answerers and question askers. We do this every Wednesday. This is your weekly touch-up, week 110. We are here and we were gone for like 2 weeks. It was scary. I was so scared. I was like, oh my God, what's happening? But we're here and we're happy to be here. We're gonna now, oh my God, so many people on stage. This is crazy. This is crazy. But obviously you guys are performing, I imagine. It's fun. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna direct our attention to that part of the stage. Give us like a few seconds to do that thing. Cross, yeah. Otherwise the bar is open again. You can come and grab something. Sai just arrived. And yeah, welcome, yeah.